Welcome, guys. Welcome to Hustle with AI. Welcome back to our channel. This is the place where we'll be exploring AI and exploring ways on how to leverage AI to actually make money. So today I have this topic that's been bothering me for quite a minute. Hey, so recently I've attended a hackathon of which I was a mentor and a judge. The hackathon was about solving problems in our community using the help of technology or the leverage of technology to come up with innovative ideas and solutions to actually solve our problems. So during the whole experience, there's this thing I noticed about people being sort of afraid of AI, just for a lack of a better word. People are afraid of AI, that AI will take their jobs, AI will replace them. So people are actually scared of AI, and this causes them to not want to use this AI tools, and yeah, they just don't want to be part of the AI ecosystem, and which is something that actually bothers me because AI won't really replace anyone who has a skill, because AI, first of all, it doesn't have that human element, that human interaction that we all have. AI is not as social as it can be or as it wants to be as of now. So people will still have that element of human interaction. But now what I can tell people is that you should be skilled in a certain field. You must possess a certain skill which is relevant for now. And then this AI tools or AI platforms, we should adapt to those platforms. You know what I mean? Because these platforms actually makes us more productive and more effective or efficient. They actually help us do our jobs better. So, like I can make an example of ChatGPT, right? So it's a large language model, ChatGPT. It has a lot of content. It can write anything for you. So let's say you are a person who works with words too much, or you are a what can I say? Let's say you are a lawyer, for example, and you write up contracts and stuff like that almost on a daily basis. So ChatGPT, you can just give it a prompt like, help me write this contract for this type of person. Maybe give me a background information about this person's industry or this person's, I don't want to say previous cases because it might be wrong or it might make up cases, but like a background information. Let's say a person is within the music industry and they are having issues with their label and stuff. They want contracts or something, or you must review. So you can just say ChatGPT to give you a background information rather than you going to Google yourself and doing research on that information. So it's just decreasing the time, making you more productive. It can do anything for you. You can even do data analytics for you. It can give you steps on how to analyze your data or how to prepare and structure your data. So what I would say to people is let's just adapt to these AI tools. Let's make them a part of our lives, and it will just change our lives and make it much more easier. So these AI tools can be used especially for automations, as there are many jobs here in South Africa which have manual labor or manual things that you have to do, which are repetitive. So those tasks can be automated. We have things like Zapier, which you can now integrate these platforms. It can automate saving people or leads in your Google Forms. It can send out response. It can send out emails. It can send out updates. It can update your spreadsheets with the amount of sales that you get. So you see those tasks, rather than someone doing them manually, we can now have platforms like that handling those tasks for us. So I just like to say to people, let's adapt to those AI tools, and we should have the mentality. I would like to call it the ChatGPT mentality. You know, ChatGPT, when you give it a prompt now, let's say, give me an idea about such and such, is going to start generating the idea right away. Within seconds, actually, is going to give you the output that you desire. That's why I made an ebook about prompt engineering. For you to get the best results from ChatGPT, you should ask it exactly what you want, because it's going to give you a response based on what you ask. So there's a thing called prompt engineering, which will help you understand how to ask a large language model, because it has a it has big data that it was trained on. So based on the way that you ask questions, it's going to respond in that specific way. So don't just make your question a simple line or few words. You can even have a paragraph as a question and get the best results because it's more specific. You can even ask for the specific tone, style. You know what I mean? So there's prompt engineering, and there's an ebook I have about ChatGPT prompt mastering. So I'll just leave a link below if I'm allowed to do so. So what I would like to say to people is let's have the ChatGPT mentality. ChatGPT, you give it the prompt now, it gives you the results now. But with us humans, I can have a business idea today, but I'm only going to implement it let's say a few months from now or even a few years from now with some people. As with me, I've had a lot of great ideas as I'm a critical thinker and I'm an entrepreneur at heart. So there's many business ideas that comes to my mind, but I don't implement on all of them right away. I'm guilty of that as I'm also human. So I know that there's a lot, many ideas that comes through my mind. Some I do write down just so I don't forget, but then I don't implement right away. ChatGPT, you say, write the business plan for me about this and this, is going to give it to you right away. So I would like to say, people, let's adopt the AI mentality, the ChatGPT mentality. You get an idea, start working on it right away. You might not have the finances, the resources, the human labor, the legal support, or everything, or even your family's support and friends, or even the motivation to actually do something. But then, if you think of something, start now, not to start the business or go around looking for customers or investors right away. Start working on your plan. Do some research on your idea or business plan. I'll just stick to business plan. Do research on that. Find out the best ways to implement, of if it's a product, which products are selling better. Go in depth, you know what I mean. And then now, actually, when the resources are made available to you, you already have a plan that you are now going to follow. So you have already put in the work. You know what works, you know what people want, you know how much they are willing to pay for that service or product. So now when you actually have the resources, you now have the employees, or you now have all that you needed at your disposal, you now implement. You don't start again from scratch. Now, hurry, I've had this idea in 2020. Now I have the money and the machinery. Let me now start. No, you should start working on your idea, asking around people, look for the best things or the best solution that's going to work in your market, so that when you now get the resources, you are ready to implement. You don't now start again from scratch, knocking on doors. You have already covered that step. You know what I mean? So that's what I would like to call the ChatGPT mindset. You think of something, do it now. You might not have or be able to complete it or fully implement it right away, but start now. You're thinking of creating a website, a Facebook page for your business, a logo. You don't afford all those. You don't afford people who market. You don't afford marketing agencies. You don't afford developers. You don't afford graphic designers. You don't afford salespeople. Start now. Go on Facebook, create your account, uh, open Photoshop, open Canva, or any free logo making platforms. Try there. Try to do something. Make your own logo. Do it now. Don't wait for the money. Don't wait for the investors. Don't wait for the machinery. Try something. I'm sure there's something you can try, even with your phone. So that's the ChatGPT mindset. You think of something, do it now.